Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Hello.
another episode of the Day-to-Day podcast. And as usual, we are here with some exciting news, updates, a few things to talk about.
Yeah, exciting
Uh,
news. Might sound a bit weird to these guys. It's
yeah,
not about us, no, nothing
yeah,
about
not
us.
about us, not about us. No. It's what you call like most of the people on YouTube are calling it Techtober. So this is
Uh,
Techtober has So it's when a lot of new tech products get released in a lot
mm,
of different companies, and we talked about the Apple event a couple of weeks ago,
and the
uh,
controversies as well,
and the
the
controversies after that.
overheating, the
Yes,
back
yes,
glass
it's
breaking, and all of that
still
stuff.
still going on, still going on.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll decide we'll sort of shift from Apple because we talked about Apple for a couple of weeks now. But you can
Yeah,
find more info if you search online. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, so today we will talk about the Google event, the Google Pixel event that happened in the last week.
Yeah, last week, right? Yeah.
The last week. Yeah. The 4th of October is when the
It was
articles
it,
came
it
out.
was a it was a total surprise that they were gonna
Yeah,
give out the Pixel 8 and Pro. Oh my God, no one
yeah,
saw that coming, right? Just like
yeah.
no one,
Very big
it's out of
surprise.
nowhere.
Like, oh my God, no. The biggest surprise ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were surprised with the Google Pixel, and then the some other items that let's go about that. But then
Yep.
if we have some time, we have some other sort of news from about Meta,
Oh,
Instagram, Facebook, and then also a little bit of an update about Windows. Maybe a bit of an I don't know whether it's controversial, but
let's see. Let's see.
it's a prob yeah. Let's see where it goes.
Let's see what people say.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you start, Ninaka?
So getting on to the Pixel event, they released quite a bit of items. Again, very surprising. But
Hmm. I believe,
uh,
Nilanka, you have a Pixel yourself, an older
yeah,
one
yeah,
though. Yeah.
yeah. I do have like a Pixel 5, which came out in 2020.
Mm.
I do like the Pixel. I mean, it's quite an easy device to work around.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
bloatware,
Yeah.
simple. In
Yeah.
terms
I
of
think my
OS and
brother has a Pixel as well. Yeah.
yeah, and a pretty good camera and a very
Yeah.
good camera.
Yeah, yeah,
That's it.
definitely.
That's
He always like, look at what I took. I took
yeah.
photos of space with all the galaxies and stuff. And he tells me what can your iPhone do? And I'm like, okay, hurry. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You
It's
don't
really
have
good
iMessage.
in. I mean, who uses iMessage? Come on, man. Maybe it would have been an advantage if you're in the US, but
Yeah,
I
uh,
don't think it matters
that's the only thing I
anywhere
can
else.
say.
But the iPhone does have a very good like
Yeah, I mean, it
video
is,
camera.
yeah, definitely. And, sort of. Anyway, we are going
Yeah,
off topic.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So the Pixel, it's a good device, good software, good camera, and I think they've just been slowly, how do you say, tweaking it to be a
Hmm.
bit better. There's nothing big with the Pixel 8, which was released
Hmm.
this year. Uh, I think from what we can see, it's just they have a new name for their screens.
Hmm.
That's something that they
Oh,
started
yeah.
calling like.
So I saw it somewhere.
Yeah,
Victus or
so
something. No.
Actua display. So they
Actua. Okay.
call
Okay.
they call the display on the Pixel 8 the Actua display, and the Pro is Super Actua display. So it's yeah,
So
and
they're
I
trying
think
to copy Apple there.
yeah. So it's I think they are just calling it that. I don't know. It's not that something super specific, but I think it's just
Hmm.
because it's a brighter screen. So they
Oh,
say
it's like
it's the 8.
2,500 nits or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2000 for the Pixel 8 and 2400 for the Pro.
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Nice.
So it's a
Yeah.
pretty good. I can't remember how much was it in the iPhone. The Pro, no, it's still 2000, I think, on the iPhone, I guess. Is
I'm not
it?
sure,
Because I
but
remember on the watch it was 3000, the
3,000 watch
maximum.
was, I can't remember
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it was like specifically advertised to have,
Yeah.
this many nits, but
Yeah.
it was just a
It's yeah.
Apple, the watch that got,
Yeah, I mean it makes sense for the watch because it's very
mm,
outdoor. You might be in a
mm,
very sunny environment, so you need
mm,
the phone.
right.
Also, I mean it's good to have bright screens, but yeah,
Mm,
they've upgraded it there, and it's a 120 hertz peak refresh rate. Like I
mm,
think it has been the
nice.
case in the last year as well, if I
Mm,
remember. Maybe
mm,
not in the Pixel 7, but the 7 Pro I think had a high refresh rate screen.
okay.
Um,
Okay.
Then
Yes.
apparently the phones are a bit smaller than the previous generation, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just the body size getting a bit smaller.
Mm-hmm. Screen size is the
And
same, I guess.
yeah,
Of
and then the
yeah.
price goes up $100 per
Oh yeah,
phone.
yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
that one. So it's
yeah.
699, 799 from then
Yeah, it was no. I think yeah, it was
599.
five
Sorry,
ninety
sorry.
nine before at 699 now. It was eight ninety
Yeah,
nine and then it's 999
yeah,
for the Pro now. Yeah.
yeah.
And they have some upgrades to the cameras. I mean, usual 50 megapixel wide camera, 2x optical zoom, and then yeah.
So
Um,
I mean it's interesting that they increase the price because generally the Pixel is supposed to be like a bargain option. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
generally that's the case, right? So you have the
Mm,
Samsung, which is like the massive high-end and
mm,
expensive phone,
yeah.
and but you can get like a decent, not a decent, a very good, uh,
Mm,
uh, Android phone for a
yeah.
decent price, I would say.
Yeah, I think most companies try to start that way. That's what I
Um,
fear.
yeah,
Yeah,
OnePlus did it, and
one OnePlus did it.
yeah,
I think Huawei also. I
yeah,
don't know. They also have high-end phones now.
yeah.
Samsung also has them in range,
Hmm.
but still like it's this. I am the biggest comparison is OnePlus. They started as this consumer friendly. I don't know
Hmm.
budget high performance
Yeah.
device, but
And
now
now they
they're
spun it off, right? So I don't know whether they still have it. They have like the Nord series, which is
yeah,
like the
yeah.
cheaper one, right?
Yeah, it's quite cheap. It's quite cheap. Yeah,
So I don't know. Anyway, so that's I
but
mean
yeah.
that's how they start, right? They need to enter the market somehow. Then that's
Mm,
price sort of
yeah.
I don't know what you call it. Yeah, I learned this stuff somewhere back when I was
Mm,
in
price
SEMA, but
company.
yeah, price comp. But that's how you enter. That's one way of entering
Yeah,
the
yeah,
market.
yeah.
So you offer a
Mm,
quality product for a lower price, and
yeah,
you can enter
yeah,
the
yeah.
market. So
And
anyway,
yeah,
and
I
that.
guess they're trying to kind of match the market rates right
Mm-hmm,
now with other phones because
mm-hmm.
I think the iPhone is going also. The Pro is a bit more expensive, I guess. I
No,
can't remember.
it's similarly priced.
It's similar. Okay. Yeah.
The Pro is the same price, the
Yeah. Yeah.
base model at least.
Yeah.
I think the 15 is 799.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So they
$800.
still offer their, but the thing is like Pixel, they will release what is it? There's another version that comes out in between the main models. What is it?
Oh, the
4A,
yeah,
5A, 6A.
yeah,
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 that's the one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
7A. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that tends to be a bit cheaper, right?
Yeah, yeah, that tends to be a bit cheaper, but it
Hmm.
usually has the same camera or like at least close to the same camera.
Okay, okay,
And it's
nice.
just low. It's a bit lower in performance. So I think that if you want a Pixel, the A series is still a very good option to go for. Like if you're not like very high end on what you're gonna use.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. So no, not bad. So, by the way, the iPhone 15 is 799,
799.
699. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing
what
much to talk about the Pixel phone. Actually, it has the new chip.
except
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
except for the software, I think,
Yeah,
right?
software.
That I mean, that's like proper. Uh, Call it magic, but it's not magic, of course.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, they've improved. They had this feature where you can sort of do like a call screening thing,
Mm, mm, mm.
where when a call comes in from like an unknown number, it the device answers the phone
Yeah,
and tries to figure out who it is.
yeah.
And let's say if it's someone, okay, says, okay, I have a delivery for whoever, and
Mm,
they'll be like, okay, hold on, let me get them online, and then the system would put the call through and try to get them. Okay, there's a delivery coming. What should I tell them?
mm,
Or if there's a predetermined response to say, okay, if someone comes in, just tell them to keep it at the door. It can respond and it will do it
mm,
pretty seamless, and that which is pretty cool.
mm,
And they've sort of improved the sort of voice, if you will, so that
mm,
it sounds more human, that as if a
mm.
human is actually speaking to you,
Okay. Mm,
and that's pretty cool.
yeah,
Quite useful,
but
but I don't think the languages how it probably says English for now. I'm not sure how
mm.
the
And then
languages will
I'm
work.
not sure if this is available outside of US, like the sort
Yeah,
of call screening, right? I'm not
I'm
sure.
not sure. Yeah, yeah.
Because
I
I
think
mean
it's
I
not.
have a Pixel, but I don't have call screening. Like I mean I had a Pixel because I remember they introduced this. quite early, not like 2020 or a bit earlier, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
core screening. But I don't have it here. I assume there might be some regulations that they have to walk through to
Mm.
introduce these things. So it's a bit probably a much bigger hassle in the EU than in the US when it
Yeah,
comes to
you
yeah.
is it's generally a hassle. But I mean, it's pretty
They
cool, right? I mean, that's possible, right? And
mm,
apparently, it's powered by Google's Bard, I
mm,
think. Some of the responses, so it's pretty cool.
yeah.
And
Which,
I mean, I think the main reason why they advertise it in the US because US has this sort of epidemic of robocalls, if you
yeah.
will. You
Mm,
get those
mm,
ad people
mm,
calling and
yeah.
bothering you, and you can't really block them as well because it's sort of supported by the networks, and the networks are the ones who are like benefiting off of it. They earn
Yeah.
a lot through that.
Mm,
So uh, let's see, maybe Google won't be able to sell their phone.
yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
you generally in the US you generally don't buy an unlocked phone, right? You buy it with a carrier
Yeah.
like
Mm,
AT&T, T-Mobile or something. So I don't know. Might have a effect on the sales. Who
yeah.
knows? We'll have to find out.
Let's see. Let's see. I think also like they had a few camera features, but I feel they were there before. Like they introduced this, or like they talked a bit more about the magic editor, or like for an
Hmm.
example, on a photo you can actually um
Get
take
the
someone out of the photo, like
Yeah, but
remove
that was
it.
still there, right? I
Exactly, yeah,
remember
yeah.
that
And
was
they
still
talked
there.
about, but surprisingly, actually, I actually got an update to my like with the new update to the like
Hmm.
Android 14, I think, yeah. And
Hmm.
I got a camera update as well on the
Oh,
camera, and
nice.
then yeah, but included in that, I think they made it possible for us to edit these features in Google Photos right now. Like, so I can actually take my photos and edit it on the Pixel 5 as well, like kind of
Ah,
remove people, and it's quite nice. It's quite interesting.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they maybe put some features down there. It's like the last update, last hurrah. So yeah, yeah, go for it. Take some features from the
But that's good. That's good. That's
yeah.
good. I mean,
It's
that's
good.
good
It's
that they're
good.
doing it.
Yeah,
And talking about updates, I think Pixel 5, you had it for 3 years,
yeah.
and this is the last update you mentioned that you're gonna get.
Yes, yes. It's the last update.
So Pixel 8 is gonna have like 7 years or 7 years, yeah,
Yes.
7 years worth of
Yeah.
updates. And this is
Mm.
not just like security patches, it's like proper updates,
Mm-hmm.
like a full update, 7 years worth of
That's
updates.
really good. Like, I mean, that they're looking into giving updates for 7 years. I mean,
Mm.
that has been the struggle. Like, imagine, like, for me right now, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
get any again, like, as they say on their website, like, Pixel 5 is not getting any OS or security updates from this point onwards. So,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay.
So it says OS updates and security guaranteed until October 2023. So maybe I might get some updates
Hmm.
later, but
Hmm.
it's not guaranteed that I would get any updates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so when they say not guaranteed, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna get it. It says that you might get it right after.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
assume that I'm not gonna get an OS update,
Yeah,
but
probably not.
maybe security updates,
Hmm.
hopefully, yeah, because
Okay.
it's
Okay.
just 3 years old the device. They should give a bit more
Yeah,
support.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think uh, most of the phone manufacturers are trying to do this
Mm,
because they feel like a majority of the people don't really switch their phone out that much because
yeah.
even across like I mean forget about Apple. Like, Apple, that they just do incremental
Mm,
sort of improvements over their phone. So, but even someone like Samsung, I mean, they used to do like massive improvements across
mm,
the generation or whatever.
mm,
But even now, I mean, they do improve it
mm,
probably a bit more than Apple, but it's still not that much. It's not worth buying. If you have a
mm,
22 Galaxy 20, S22, you won't buy a 23. It doesn't really make sense, right? Unless like there's
yeah.
this massively new feature that you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
get,
Yeah.
and you're like a techie, and you're interested in that stuff. General people wouldn't
Mm,
really care.
yeah.
So, and I think the companies are recognizing that, and they're trying to make their phones
Yeah.
last longer.
Mm,
One way to do that is the updates
mm,
for the OS and all of that. And the other is hopefully if you can provide a replacement battery,
Yeah, yeah,
replaceable
yeah.
battery.
I mean, it's not just the battery.
Yeah,
We've talked about Fairphone a few times before. Like,
yeah.
I think it's good. There are certain parts that might need replacement. Like the battery is one for sure, and then I think another big thing we usually step over is the port, the USB port itself.
Mm,
They after some years they usually get damaged. Maybe it's bent a bit somewhere,
mm,
something like
mm,
that. The charging gets slower or the data transfers get
mm,
so depending on
mm, mm,
what pins get damaged. So
mm.
it's good to have especially those two replaceable. I don't
Oh,
think you need to have like a, I mean, it's not necessary to have camera and the other
yeah,
parts replaceable.
yeah. I
It's
mean, that's like, yeah,
yeah,
you don't need to replace that.
yeah,
I mean, by standard, you should be able to replace the charging apparatus, if you will. So
yeah,
that means the USB plus the
yeah,
battery,
yeah,
because that's, I mean, generally chips don't really degrade like that.
yeah.
I
Mm.
don't think so. Maybe the memory does. I'm not sure how long the memory lasts.
Like
SSDs, I don't know
SSDs,
how
yeah.
you use how
They're usually quite good, I feel. Right?
in
It's
terms of yeah, so it depends. So I'm just trying to compare with
mm,
SSD versus hard disks. So hard
yeah,
disks they tend to retain their data for longer, although the
mm,
write speeds and a bit slower.
mm,
I mean, it has improved over time, right? So
yeah, yeah,
maybe it's on par now, but
mm,
generally for longer term storage, they don't use things like SSDs.
yeah,
They use hard disks or even magnetic tape for that matter.
mm, mm,
So, um, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's
yeah,
that. But I mean, still you'll easily be able to get like 10
mm.
years worth of use out
Yeah,
of it.
I mean, like yeah, 10 years is a good. I mean, I don't think you'll be using a phone for more than 10 years
Yeah, yeah.
in this landscape. So yeah, it's good enough, I think. And most phones come with now 128 gigs or a bit
Mm.
more. So that's enough.
Yeah, and
Unless
it's cloud storage like half the
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
So
exactly.
should be good.
Mm, mm.
Okay.
So yeah,
We solved phones.
it's all phones. Yes, yes. I
No,
remember that there was.
I'm
Mm,
interested to see like the next 5 years, right? What phones will do because
mm.
you can't. I mean, what else is? Oh, you
Yeah,
the folding phone thing. I mean, I know it's cool, but I
it's
don't.
a, it's
It's not like
it's a gimmick.
that
It's
useful.
just
It's a gimmick. I feel like. I mean,
yeah,
people are like, oh my God, I can get out a lap. It's like a laptop,
yeah,
but no, they're not gonna use it like
yeah.
that unless
It's
like you
fun.
have.
It's fun to do the small one. Just
Yeah.
flip it back.
Yeah, I mean,
Like all the
there's a certain niche of people who find that useful, definitely, right?
yeah,
There's a depending on your workflow and whatever
yeah,
not.
yeah.
But that unless that sort of the things that they are doing gets mainstream, that
Mm,
phone will also still remain a niche, if
mm.
that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, they use it because it's their lifestyle, how they use it,
Yeah,
and all of that, right? And
mm,
that's a niche.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why the device fits into their sort of
mm,
lifestyle. But that lifestyle is not with everyone.
yeah.
Everyone doesn't
Not
do that.
everyone. Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not sure. Like by the form factor, the parts in the phone, it's like the look and feel. I think this type of phones have peaked. Like it's like
Mm,
like you said,
mm.
I can't see why it can massively change unless it's battery. Unless it's battery.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, exactly. Unless like
yeah,
they bring out like some carbon something battery and
yeah, yeah. Like
it lasts for
one
like
week.
10 years. I don't know, not
Yeah,
10 years, but yeah.
yeah. Yeah, 1 week, 1 month, battery that can last.
Yeah.
That would be groundbreaking. That's
Yeah.
something that we
And that
can.
would be groundbreaking and like
Yeah.
properly worth buying. But I mean, they're working on some of these longer lasting batteries for
Mm,
the electric cars, but I
mm,
don't know how. I mean, it's still not perfect there, so I don't know how long it'll
yeah.
take for them to,
Mm,
perfect it and miniaturize it.
yeah.
That's
Exactly.
the hardest
Exactly.
part,
It's
right?
still yeah. It's it's
Uh,
still a few. It's still some years. We are still probably
yeah.
we won't see any big changes. I feel maybe
Hmm.
what Apple is doing with the what do you call the virtual reality. But then again, that's I don't
Yeah.
know
So
how
that's augmented reality, it's not virtual
augmented
reality.
reality. Yes, yes. Augmented reality. Yes.
Apple
Sorry.
will kill you if you say the wrong
Yes.
word. It's probably gonna be like a reticle coming, a
Yeah.
laser thing coming up on
Okay,
your
so
head.
a question, what I have heard again, augmented and extended reality. Do you know what's the difference between augmented and extended reality? Like,
I
because
think it's
I've
the
seen
same thing.
XR, it's the same now,
It's
same
just
thing.
as a branding thing, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
because
not
I think
sure.
Microsoft
Definitely.
is using XR, I think. Uh,
Extended reality. Let's Google it. Let's Google it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to see what it is. Versus augmented. Okay, there we go. Refers to all combined real and virtual environments of man-machine interactions and therefore is to be understood as a reservoir. So extended reality is sort of including AR and VR, sort of. It's all of that
Okay.
included into one. So, I
But I
mean,
mean, AR is including VR,
people.
like that's
I don't know, man. Just people. It's just marketing. Eh? Half of this stuff
yeah,
is just like,
yeah.
okay, let's call it, extended reality and
Mm,
the metaverse
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
all that bullshit, right? I mean, it's
Mm,
just. I mean, there are probably if you just dive deep into it, there's probably some,
yeah.
minor technical thing, but for
Mm,
all of us, it's the same thing. So don't
yeah, yeah.
worry about it too much.
Yep, yep, yep. This is just a small question that was in my mind.
Yeah.
But I think we can. I mean, we can just mention a few more things that were released
Hmm.
in the Pixel event, but it's nothing significant. They released a new Pixel Watch.
Mm.
Few updates there. They had Pixel Buds Pro, a new version, and
That's
that's
it.
basically it. Like I think, yeah, there's nothing much on the Pixel Fold. I don't think they released a new one, but it's yeah, yeah. So that's basically the Pixel event. I think we can
Mm.
maybe move on to our next topic to see if we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Uh, so shall we do Windows or Meta? Like what? I mean, it's
Okay,
kind of the same.
Windows is a bit iffy, right? Meta, I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
they're
Windows
gonna
is a bit, yeah.
go for it.
Yes. So Meta has mentioned, or like Meta wants to charge EU users around $14 a month if they don't want to see personalized ads on Facebook and Instagram. So they have sort of two packages coming out. Like if it's only one app, it's a lower fee. I think it's around I can't remember exactly. So around $10, I think. 10 euros, $10. And then if
Hmm.
it's both apps, it's 14, like Facebook and Instagram. So this is what they're suggesting. And obviously there are reasons behind it. By which Antika, let's you can get onto that.
Yeah, I think the reason behind it is, I mean, Meta has been, involved in a lot of shady shit. Uh,
Shady shit
uh,
is an understatement, but yeah.
yeah, it's an understatement. We can't really say the words or we'll get banned.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
banned, but flagged for content and all that stuff.
yeah.
But it's what they're doing is they're trying to play hardball and say, okay, Europe is very strict about tracking people and privacy and all of that, right? And with those laws in place, it's very hard for Meta to charge a decent amount of money
Yeah,
for their ads, right?
yeah.
So I mean that's the whole model, right? Nothing is in this world is free, right? You have to
Mm,
pay with your personal data if you want to use our apps, right? I mean it's yeah,
yeah.
that's what it is. Um, so and Meta is like, okay, this is bullshit. We're not gonna play this game. We are gonna charge our customers so
Mm,
that we recoup some of the revenue that we are losing through this whole campaign of privacy and
mm,
stopping and tracking and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can't really blame them, but
mm.
I don't know. I'll probably not use Instagram like if I have to pay for it though.
Yeah.
I mean,
But like, I mean, I think what they're trying to bring in is paying as an option. So it's not like going to make it mandatory, but
okay.
they're still suggesting it to the EU Commission that they're going to bring the subscription service if people want to stay, not collect their personal data, like not let
Okay.
Meta
So
collect their personal data.
I'll tell you what's gonna happen, right? I'll tell you what's gonna happen. So you've seen YouTube, right?
Mm,
YouTube. I don't know whether this was different back in Sri Lanka, but when I came here, um, I've just been seeing so many ads,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like I mean, like some of it isn't even related to me, right? Because I have all these trackers turned off and all that
Mm,
stuff. Some are related. I know how they get through. But dude, like every 2 minutes, every
Yeah.
4 or 5 minutes, you get an ad. You get two ads, right? And some most of them are not skippable, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how it started was it was just one ad at the beginning and all that, right? So I have a feeling what Meta is gonna do is start, okay, I'm just gonna show you one ad now since they have a paid option, and they're just gonna be bombarding you with ads, uh, and you're gonna be forced to pay for the
Yeah.
subscription
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
get it. And currently, I've signed up for the trial YouTube Premium,
I
and
am. I already have YouTube Premium. Like,
oh, okay.
yeah.
How much are you paying for that? I'm
But
just
I'm
curious.
I'm 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 still on the light version. But I heard that they're going to take it away. Like, it
Oh,
was,
I don't
yeah.
have a light option. I don't have a light
Yeah, yeah.
option.
It's the
Yeah.
last month. It was the last month this month, I think. It's the last month this
Oh.
month for the light option because it's like 69 per month.
Oh, yes, that's what I was because
Yeah.
I when I checked last month, I saw like it was 69 and I'm like when I checked this one, I'm like it has already gone up like what
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
what the hell?
115, I think
Yeah.
now. Yeah. So they're taking it away. So I mean, if I mean, I really don't need to have, like, I have ways to block ads on my Android, like if I want to on the
Mm,
phone. But the
hmm.
biggest problem for me is I watch YouTube on TV a few times
Oh,
sometimes,
exactly.
and
Exactly.
that's the struggle for me. Like if I don't watch on TV, I actually don't do it that much that often. Maybe I don't need it, like because I like I yeah when I used to watch a lot of YouTube, like YouTube on TV, and then it's a pain when the ads come on TV, like compared to the phone.
Mm,
So I had
mm,
to, like, okay, I'm gonna sign up. I think on Android TVs there are, like, on pure like Android TVs there are ways that you can get by without ads.
mm.
But not like other versions. Like if you share an Android TV, then you can actually get by without ads in
Oh,
different
okay.
ways. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so those things we should not discuss in this video. But
Yeah.
if you Google, you can find how to do those things.
Yeah, we don't
We don't actually
yeah,
encourage these kind
encourage
of
doing it.
activities now.
But you can do it, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's up to you.
And I think YouTube is being very aggressive with ad blockers and stuff right now as
Mm,
well.
mm,
Apparently, like they actually catch you and then they send a pop up on, like, ads, and you need to disable your ad blocker if you want to continue. But it's again, there are some that get caught. There are some ad blockers that are much more stronger and
mm.
doesn't get caught on the YouTube. Yeah. So yeah, that's the same thing what you said. It's gonna be the same case with Instagram. Like
Yeah.
and they're gonna be very, like, because right now every other story, no, after two stories you get an ad roughly. I think if I think you watch two stories you
Yeah,
get an
yeah.
ad,
You get an
and
ad.
then
Yeah.
another two stories you get another ad.
Mm,
And even scrolling is the same case. Like if you're on
mm.
the app, like if it's scrolling two three posts, there's an ad. Two three posts, there's an ad. And I'm not sure, like, how they're gonna make it more aggressive though. Like it's already aggressive in that sense. Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But maybe Instagram um is not disruptive like YouTube, right?
no. It's not
Uh,
disrupting your content. It's not disrupting
yeah,
what you're watching. I hate
yeah.
it when
Y-
YouTube does that.
YouTube, like it's like when it comes to like the pay and you get an ad, and like,
Yeah.
oh God,
I assume, like, if they want to be invasive, they'll put it in content, like
yeah,
while
yeah.
you're watching what do you call, maybe a reel, I don't know,
Uh,
in the mid, that's
in the
gonna be
mid,
messed up.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna be messed up. Then I don't know. People might be mad, but I don't know. People just still will just pay, right? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, they'll
majority will
pay.
still pay. It's just,
Yeah.
they know how people work, right? So
Yeah.
that's
But I feel like EU will not take this lightly. It's like,
mm,
they're trying to get away with the subscription than actually cutting down the tracking,
mm,
like data tracking. So I think this is just still, like, it's an attempt to comply with the EU crackdown. Like, so to say,
mm,
like the EU crackdown on personalized advertising. So it's I don't know whether they will get through with this, or they will still have to get rid of, because there will be some amount of users who will not pay. There will be some, at least a few,
mm,
who are not
mm,
going to pay at all. So for them, you will not make an exception for those people. They will have to, they have to take care of their people, so they will make sure
mm,
that there's some other way to get rid of tracking. So I'm thinking it's not gonna work the way that Meta thinks it's gonna work. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
Mhm. And then getting on to the next subscription rumor
Rumor, yeah,
ish.
it's a
Yeah,
rumor. It's a rumor. It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
confirmed. We don't have
yeah,
any secret sources
yeah.
that
So
said it.
Windows, Microsoft has been kind of, how to say, in the last couple of Windows versions, they've been leaning towards giving out Windows for free in a
Mm,
way,
mm.
quite a lot. Like and then
So the 11 update was free if you had 10.
yeah, yeah, and even 10 was given away free for a lot of different reasons. I
Yeah,
feel,
like a version of 10, right? Yeah.
yeah, a version of 10. Yes, yes, yes. So they were giving that free, and they were kind of moving to an ad-based model in Windows, like where the
Mm,
start menu had a lot of ads, and then it's tracking your data, and then everything. So they were moving into something like that. But the rumor that we're hearing is that they're maybe moving away and moving where Meta was going to move, like as we discussed before. Yeah,
subscription model.
subscription
Oh,
model, as everyone does.
but that's quite interesting, right? Because there are few things happening in this sort of
Mm,
sphere, right?
mm,
So generally, it's the uh, what powers laptops and all of that is the x86 architecture,
mm,
right? Uh, which is what Windows runs off of, and yeah, mainly Windows, right? So you have AMD, Intel, who are the main producers for x86. Um, and that is very different from the RISC architecture that's on the phones, right?
mm,
Which is now coming into Apple laptops and all of that, right? So uh, the Apple model, if you will, like OS phone OS, how that works
mm.
is it's free, right? Generally,
Yeah,
like if you have an older device, you get it, it's free, you get to
yeah.
use it, all good. Um, so like there might be a shift in the processor being used from x86 to uh,
This,
RISC, but that won't happen anytime soon, right?
yeah. But I think everyone's trying to move that way. Like
Yeah,
that's kind of a general opinion. Like they want
that's
to
that's a
move
general
with
thing.
more power efficient,
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. The instruction set is less complex, so that
Yeah.
it's very efficient that way. So in that case, so I think Windows does have a flavor that works on ARM processors, which is a RISC sort of based processors. It's a bit buggy, but it's there, right? So
Yeah.
maybe they might do it with one of those. Oh,
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe they may make that free and make this one a subscription. I don't know. But
I
there's a
mean,
lot of things happening in that
I
laptop
I,
because
I feel
Windows.
that will depend where Microsoft feel kind of head, because I think I want them to go with what Apple is doing, because that's a working business model. They
Mm,
make an ARM device and they give that ARM OS with their ARM device only,
exactly,
something like
exactly.
that, and that would make sense. I feel.
Mm,
And in Apple, what they're doing is their OS cost is included in their device
mm,
anyway. So
exactly,
it's a
exactly.
rather expensive device. So I assume they add that cost to the
Yeah.
laptop when they give it out. So the subscription model makes it a bit iffy. I'm not sure like how it'll work out. It's probably like the same way, like you have a home model, you have a pro, you get like some extra features, some extra apps.
Mm,
They'll have to bundle it with a lot of other services like Office 365. Maybe if they're going with a subscription, they'll probably have to bundle things together. Otherwise, I don't see it as that appealing, as always to, because I don't know. I mean, it's going to make it easier for them to keep it like what do you say, Adobe Cloud,
mm,
the Adobe CC, that's what they're
mhm,
doing as well, but not an OS, it's an application package which gets
exactly.
updated, yeah.
So
And then
I have feeling like a lot of people are not growing. I mean, the younger generation, especially, the first device wouldn't be, I don't know, maybe it is a laptop, I don't know. Maybe it's
mm,
a phone. And phones, the model is different, right? So, and when
yeah,
you want to get a laptop, you'd want to get something that has a similar model to a phone, like the business
yeah,
model to a phone, because it's a
yeah,
computing device, right? In the end.
mm,
So, I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe it'll work like that.
Yeah, it's still very much up in the air. Like it's new. It's not confirmed. There's like I think Sandy was looking out before, and there are articles saying that it's
Not gonna
yes. There
happen.
are articles saying that it's not gonna happen as
Might
well.
happen.
So yeah,
Yeah.
might happen. Might happen. But yeah, it's gonna be controversial if they present it. Like I'm not sure. Uh, I mean, it's an acceptable model for businesses, I would say. I mean, they would just go for it, like they don't mind, like they're going to be using the devices, and but then, but I feel they will lose as well because businesses actually recycle like laptops and licenses quite often,
Hmm.
much more than personal users. So yeah, I don't know where this will head.
You can only see.
We can only see. We can only see. Yeah,
Yeah.
we actually went through all the three topics that we wanted to discuss today.
Awesome.
It was good. And yeah, uh, so if you have any questions, comments, you can just put it down in wherever you see this video or listen
Yeah.
to it. And we'll come back to you on that. But then thank you very much for listening to us today, and it was really interesting for both of us to actually talk about these topics as usual. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Hoping to hear from
Um,
you soon.
yeah, yeah. Uh, we'll catch you next week then. See
Yeah.
you.
Have a good one.
Yep.